Hey guys, it's Amanda. Today's really hot in Florida. And we tried to go to the pool.
No.
But if you go after midday where the pool's been cooking, it's like stepping into bath water.
It's disgusting.
So our solution, we're legit going to draw a cold bath
Woo.
and sit in it in our swimsuits.
Yes. This is gonna get real annoying real fast.
This. Ow. I'm done. Hey peeps, so after I made that silly little video, I decided that there's just a lot of stuff I have found out while being here that I wish I had known before I did the program. So I went ahead and I made a list of things that I wanted to share with you. And it's going to be divided into 3 groups. You're going to have general program knowledge, housing, and work knowledge. So alright, this is gonna be great, you guys, I promise. Alright, ready? Let's go. So to begin with, the general program knowledge. Cast members actually get a 20% discount on merchandise, and on the holidays we get like 35 or 40 depending on where you go. It's pretty great. Animal Kingdom and a few sit-down restaurants after 3 p.m. are the only places to give you food discounts. Otherwise it's real spotty and you gotta ask wherever you go. We do not get food discounts everywhere. It's a process. But we also get food discounts at third-party restaurants. So that means if you see like a Joffrey's somewhere, you probably get a discount there. Most of those third parties are going to be at Epcot. We get 3 complimentary park hopper passes when we reach 150 hours, 600 hours, and 900 hours. You also get 1 ticket at the beginning of your program just for funsies. Unless you decline, Disney provides health insurance for $11 out of your paycheck per week. But you do get 5 free counseling sessions and a few other goodies. Cast members have few and far between blackout dates, which means that you can't go into the park. However, your park hopper passes are more susceptible to blackout dates, so make sure you check when those are. You can find those pretty much anywhere on the hub, the intranet for Disney. Okay, so your hours are going to be really long at Disney, so you're going to be really tired when you get home. That means that the week after you move in but before you start working is a really important time to enjoy the parks before you get too exhausted to go to them. So Disney's like your typical job. Sometimes you're going to hate it, sometimes you're going to love it. Some guests might not be happy when they speak to you just because of factors outside of your control. Like, it's too expensive, the kids are complaining, it's too hot, or someone else was rude to them, or you know, they're just having a bad day and they might not treat you like you're a human being anymore. However, that one polite guest or family will make you go way out of your way to like do something extra nice for them and like keep them happy. At work, you've got your coordinators and then you've got your leaders. Your coordinators are kind of like maybe like 1 or 2 steps above you. Your leaders are definitely a lot more steps above you. So your coordinators are going to be your best friends because they're the ones that help you know where you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to do, and where you're supposed to go. Make sure that you're friends with them. Alright, so here's the weirdest one for me. You might feel really cheap about asking, but no matter where you go, ask if there is a DCP discount because 9 times out of 10, there is one, and it's usually a pretty great one. Like, for example, Moe's on Wednesday, you get 25% off. Homegirl ain't gonna go get her queso unless it's a little bit cheaper. On that vein, the hub, if you can decipher it enough using that sketchy search bar, then you can almost always find a DCP discount on a lot of Disney events, like the Wild Africa Trek right now. It's being advertised that you get $50 off plus another 50% off after 11:30, so that might be in a future vlog. Here's a big one. Domino's will deliver to your door. That's right, you heard me right. You're in a gated community. They will come into your community, go up to the 3rd story, and deliver and knock at your door. It's beautiful. About that 3rd floor, the housing complexes don't have elevators, so make sure that you can like carry everything you bring down with you to move in. Also guys, this one's a big one. Be really careful if you're driving in Florida because like within 2 months of moving in here, 2 of my 5 roommates got into like slight car accidents. The Florida drivers and the tourist drivers are insane. They will break the rules. Also, this is from my roommate's experience. If you are in a wreck, police can take up to 2 hours to get to you because they've already been dispatched to other accidents because drivers in Florida are so insane. Tow trucks take even longer. Housing. Number one, bring a mattress pad. Your back will thank you. Also, bring a router for your apartment. The clubhouse is the only place that gets Wi-Fi and everywhere else is kind of spotty. All DCP housing is in gated communities, so all of your parents are gonna feel really great about that. Vista Way, the housing complex, it's the only place with a resource library where you can rent books and DVDs. Also, it's kind of known as the party location. However, there's been a lot of renovations, so the apartments are actually really nice if you get one of the new ones. The first week of your program, you're gonna need a printer, so either bring one or you can go to the Vista Way Resource Library and print from there. If you're riding a bus to get to Vista, then you're gonna wanna ride a bus with the letters from Cabbage. So that's C, A, B, G, or E. They will all go from a housing complex to Vista. Other buses will take you from a housing complex to a park. However, if you are riding the buses, make sure you're there at least 5 minutes early. The buses are actually kind of a little unreliable about their timing. They take a very long time to get where they're going, and only one bus goes to Walmart. So you either want to make friends with people who have a car or bring your own. I highly recommend it, just because the other day I had a friend who was on a bus and it crashed into another one of the Disney buses. So the drivers are human and they are susceptible to being tired as well, and I don't really want to ride those buses, so I drive. So if you do bring your car, during the application process you can order a parking decal, and it'll be $50 for a pre-order and $75 walk-in, so make sure that you make that decision early on. It can save you $25. Gas down here has actually been going down. When I first got down here it was about $2.12 a gallon, but the other day I saw it at about $1.93, and the best places to go are either 7-Eleven, Speedway, or Racetrack. So Commons is the only housing complex to have laundry in the apartment. Otherwise, if you're at the other complexes, then it's going to be $1.25 for a wash and $1.25 for a dry. So it takes $2.50 to do your laundry. However, it does accept quarters, or it actually has a credit card little slot where you can be like, I want to use this washer. Bing! So the walls in the apartment are actually super thin. If you have opposite schedules with your roommate, you may hear them, but you're never going to see them because they're going to be sleeping, maybe doing homework, or, you know, just chilling out from work. Florida has an actually kind of consistent schedule. It almost always rains like around 4 p.m. and you're always gonna see heat lightning at night. So it's not like normal lightning where it's just like ka-cha-ka, cha-cha. It's more just like boo. So if your housing reaches 50% occupancy, like someone self-termed or like someone's program ended before yours because you extended or something, you're actually going to be moved into another housing complex to make room, or move to like another apartment or something to accommodate the other people that are moving in soon. Rooms are also first come, first serve. So if you linked with someone on the application process, you might be in the same apartment, but unless you get there early enough to like stake a claim on a room, one of you might be here and one of you might be there. I've also heard that start dates can determine how many people you can link with. I personally was able to link with 5 people, but I have a friend who was only able to link with 1 other person. Okay, so this one I'm not sure is true. I have a friend from England, and she told me that she felt like a bunch of international college programmers, they tend to stick together. Like if there's a bit of a language barrier, a bunch of like French people, you'll see them talking French in a corner, and like a bunch of Spanish people, they'll be talking Spanish. I guess that makes sense though, because like they're better able to speak with those people, so they kind of like make friends. I know if I went to some place that I didn't speak the language, I'd be like, oh, you speak English? Me and my friend. Work knowledge! Okay, so I'm gonna read this straight off my list. DCP advertises on their website that you may be scheduled 30 to 50 hours per week during non-peak periods and may have hours exceeding 50 per week. The system really only lets you sign up for shifts up to 40 hours, because after 40 you get overtime, which means time and a half. And if you work more than 8 hours at a time, that means you also get overtime. So your shifts might be a little shorter than that. And then the breaks work where if you do less than 6.5 hours, you get a 15-minute break. Between 6.5 and 8 hours, you get like a 45-minute break, and more than 8 hours is you're gonna get an hour break. So it's pretty tricky, and you're pretty much just not gonna care until you get there and you'll be like, oh, why didn't I get that extra like 15 minutes, man? Also, there's this thing called double time, and it's exactly what it sounds like. The time that you're working, you get paid double. The only way that you can achieve this is if you work a shift with a less than 8 hour turnaround. So say that you like finish work at 4 p.m. and you start again at 8 p.m., that is double time. Also, you can be extended to work past your shift time. This happens if you ask for it or if your coordinator really needs someone to stay behind. You can request an ER, which is an early release at the beginning of your shift, but it may be denied. Also, CPs are kind of at the bottom of the ladder in that we don't get sick days. You also get like the least desirable shifts out of all of them. So I know that I, at Blizzard Beach, usually go in around noon until 8, which is like closing shift. And since my park closes at 8, the latest you can be there is about 9:30. I have a friend who works in attraction, and her shifts are usually like 5 or 6 p.m. until midnight, which, being that she's a morning person, is not the most desirable for her. So if you do need to call out sick, you have to call out 2+ hours ahead for half a point, and if you call in less than 2.5 hours, that's a full point. Now, when I say call out, that means you go on the hub and you click a button. You're not calling anyone because no one's got time for that. Now, 3 points makes a reprimand, and 3 reprimands and you are terminated from the program. Also, 1 reprimand up to 5 points, as I understand it, means that you can't transfer. So if you like auditioned for something and you wanted to go into entertainment, you wouldn't be allowed. Also, in Florida, the majority of non-English speakers down here speak Spanish. So I'm actually using Duolingo, this is not an ad, to try to learn some Spanish. No, like the important stuff. Baños equals bathroom. Also, this may be changing, but only water park cast members get into water parks for free. I've heard that my friends need to actually buy like a $30 ticket to get into the water parks. Also, just a few things about Blizzard Beach. To stay hydrated, I think this is all places. You're allowed to get like one of those little small cups and use the fountain machine to get all the drinks you need so that you don't keel over from the heat. Also, when you're trained in food and beverage, you get to sample the menu. Lastly, something I want to tell you is that if you work at Magic Kingdom Food and Beverage, that I've heard, you get a small premium. So at Blizzard Beach, I get paid like $9.50. At Magic Kingdom, it's like $9.88 or something. So if you want to earn like an extra 38 cents, kind of like hope that you got in Magic Kingdom. Anyway, I'm pretty happy at Blizzard Beach. It's pretty nice. I like it there, and I'm having some fun on this program. So if you learned anything, please like and comment below. If you have any further questions that I might have missed, definitely comment those below and I'll try to respond. Subscribe to me, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys! Also, this is really important. A very important friend of mine helped encourage me to get on roller coasters because I'm absolutely terrified of drops. And you know what happened? I conquered Mount Everest. It was done.